Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Vibelytical Show again. So we just did a surprise pop up. We didn't
Surprise.
right. We didn't even put out an event, but we wanted to just welcome you all again. Surprise, here we are. So I talked to Brandon last night and today, and I wanted to cover this entertainment news topic on the rapper DaBaby.
The
Um,
baby.
DaBaby.
The baby gone crazy.
Yes, DaBaby has gone crazy and then got hashtag canceled. So for most of you, you may not even know about the situation, but I'm not going to go into it because we have a format that we use prior to discussing this. But I wanted to bring attention to this because for those of you that may know, DaBaby has been getting a lot of backlash over homophobic remarks that he made towards the LGBT community and towards women. So very homophobic and misogynistic comments in reference to women and in reference to the LGBT community. And he also made some derogatory comments. See, you had to put it on mute, Brandon. You got to mute.
I'm trying to share. I'm trying to share the show everywhere.
So yeah. So back to what I was saying. There was some very homophobic, misogynistic comments from DaBaby during a performance on July 25th, this past Sunday. And he also made some very, very derogatory comments towards people infected with HIV. So there's the YouTube video that you have in front of you now. It basically says rapper DaBaby gets canceled after homophobic rants. So there is a person that's going to talk about it. It's just a 4-minute video. I will ask Brandon to pause because he does have full control on certain parts. But I wanted to address this because I felt that this was necessary. But before we get into that, we can go on do our little break, and then Brandon bring in the show and all that stuff, and then we can go ahead and get started. So let's do it, y'all.
Yeah, let's go. So we'll be right back.
All right, y'all. So we are back. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Brandon, I don't think has looked at this yet, so it'll be a blind reaction. I think that Brandon will have when he watches this.
Yes,
but I did watch it, and we'll discuss it. So yeah, Brandon, if you don't have anything else, we can go ahead and play the clip if you don't have anything else to add, or if you want to add anything before you play it.
Yeah, let's chit chat just a little bit and give people a chance to come in. Hey, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. Give us a like and share. Help us out in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to grow our audience and grow our show. Welcome to the Vibelytical Show if it's your first time. Andre, you didn't say nothing about my shirt. How's my shirt?
Oh, your shirt is on point. You know what? I have to shout out Brandon because Brandon be wearing the best shirts. I would need to get it together because here I am in a gray Hanes t-shirt looking plain Jane, but it is what it is. I see Georgie's on. Hey, bestie. Shout out to Georgie. She's watching.
What is Dabu doing with the microphone, though?
Dabu said, I want to meow into it.
Hey, and also, I'm not promoting drinking alcohol. Okay, but maybe I am a little bit, slightly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a glass of wine. So this is my first time trying Stella Rosa.
I want to meow into it.
Oh, see, Andre, you did what I did.
What? I'm like, wait a
minute. Okay, look, this is my first time trying Stella Rosa Golden Honey Peach, and it is delicious. if you like Stella Rosa. It's a semi-sweet wine, so I'm having some of that. So you all have permission to, you know, get you a little something to sip on or a snack right now. And yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you for the like. Hey, Georgie.
Oh, Georgie said, "Hey, Bestie and Brandon."
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm glad you get to watch us now. Okay, so I'm ready to start the video. Andre, you got anything else?
Yes, one more thing. I will say that I was very disturbed by DaBaby. I'm not really DaBaby, yeah.
Gone crazy.
Yes,
I'm got canceled.
Yes, and I think rightfully so, and also to add a little bit more context for those of you that are watching or that can come through or that are able to come through later after we get off of live. I was really disappointed in this because I don't really listen to rap really as it is, so I barely knew who DaBaby was. I know of him just due to me being kind of up to speed on music and the celebrity stars, the celebrity music stars that are in the industry. But DaBaby is a Gen Z person, and he said some very misogynistic and homophobic things, and then ridiculed the HIV communities. So for me, I don't see it for DaBaby. I was disappointed, and I just wanted to bring attention to this topic because I mean he hit three different categories of people: the LGBT community, the women like being misogynistic, talking about their private parts, and then also to any individual affected by HIV. So it was just he just hit three areas in one, and he's also he was endorsed by Boohoo Man. Brandon shops there a lot.
Yeah, this shirt is Boohoo Man.
So the shirt Brandon is wearing is by Boohoo Man, and Boohoo Man has taken away his endorsement deal. They have removed him from their brand because of these comments. So and then also Elton John came for him on social media, and the Queen Madonna has also came for him as well, denouncing his comments that he said during a concert performance. So just wanted to give you all some context before you hear this. And there's going to be a commentator that's talking about it in this YouTube video. So I'm ready. I'm done. I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you. Such a great creative director. Here we go.
Rapper DaBaby is facing a ton of backlash right now after a video of him making homophobic comments at a music festival went viral. DaBaby claimed that he was trying to keep it real as he asked the audience to put their cell phone light up and then began shouting a number of homophobic comments. I'm going to tell you all about it right here on IO, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it.
Do that for us too.
Let's begin. DaBaby, whose real name is Jonathan Lindale Kirk, is getting canceled by Twitter right now after he made homophobic remarks as well as bringing controversial rapper Tory Lanez on stage. If you remember, Tory was all over the news after it was alleged that he had shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot following a disagreement. In the video, DaBaby says to the audience that he will give someone $1 million if they can guess who it is that he brought onto the stage. Tory is on stage in what looks like a giant bobblehead costume, and as he gets revealed, the audience was not impressed, to say the least. Probably because Megan Thee Stallion had just performed her set right before this, so it was in pretty bad taste. The audience also made sure to make it very clear that they were not amused by this surprise performer. As the two were performing together, a fan in the audience took off their shoe and whipped it at DaBaby. But on top of that controversy, for which we could dive into all on its own, what I want to focus on is the rants that Twitter wants him canceled for. At the end of his performance, he said, "If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly STDs that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if your coochie smells like water, put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking D in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up."
You pause it, Brandon?
That image that I had to use a few.
So before we started this video, I mentioned to you all that he did 3 things within a whole set. 3 things. So you basically attack the LGBT community. Then you're talking about a woman's private parts.
Well,
And then
thirdly,
you attack the HIV community. So so all that was done within a 10-second comment. He said all this, and he was very surprised that a shoe was thrown at him. So I don't know if you all heard that, because Johnny Rogers, shout out to him, he does talk pretty fast, as you could tell. But yeah, someone threw a shoe at him after that. So I don't know who the person was that threw the shoe at DaBaby on stage, but after all of those comments, it just really surprises me that he was so shocked that someone threw a shoe at him. Because guess what? That person that threw the shoe could either be defending people that are infected with HIV, it could be a woman that threw the shoe, or it could be a gay man that threw the shoe, because now you're talking about men sucking dick in a parking lot. Like, what if you're so-called straight? If you're so-called straight, why are you concerned about what a man does with their mouth? Yes, I'm being very listen, I'm being very real here. Why are you concerned about where a gay man puts their mouth and where they put where they do it at?
Tonight is not for the children.
And you being very specific, DaBaby, talking about if you suck a dick in the parking lot, if you not sucking dick in the parking lot, bring your lights up. Like, you are very specific there. So that gives me suspect, because are you saying that happened to you? Just saying, because you are very specific about if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, why are you worried about what gay men do in a parking lot if you're straight? Just wanted to put that out there. But go ahead, you can continue.
Different words than what he actually said, because YouTube will demonetize us, but you get the gist of it. It certainly wasn't a great way to end his already controversial performance. In response to that, people called for his cancellation, like this one Twitter user who said, DaBaby and Tory Lanez can be canceled to hell and back, but until these cis hetero male dudes stop listening to them, there will never be actual growth. But this person trying to cancel them both did get some pushback, and another person replied to this tweet saying, you can't really blame people that listen to DaBaby for what he said at all. Plus, there aren't only cis hetero males that listen to DaBaby. I'm not hetero, and I listen to DaBaby, and I'm not going to stop because I like his shit. You can like an artist and not support what they say. That being said, though, many people were
Pause real quick for me. So I want to say something about that. So you can like an artist and not support what they say. So I have a really hard time with that. I know not everybody feels the same way, but there is no way that my lovely Lexus will ever have DaBaby played in it, based off of what he has said about the LGBT community, talking about people infected with HIV, and talking about women's vaginas in a very derogatory way. So for me, no, there's no way. I know that there are a lot of people out here that listen to artists, even though there's been some mess going on with them. But for me and my own peace of mind, I just can't. I can't listen to you. I can't. There's no way that I can separate the two. That's just my own take. I can't separate the two. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I just can't. You know, I never listened to DaBaby anyway, but after hearing that, what makes me think I'm going to support him and have his stream numbers go up? Right. But go ahead.
With another adding, the DaBaby can be canceled now. Thank you. With even a verified account saying, supporting DaBaby or T.I. says a lot about y'all. And you know, when the blue checkmark elite on Twitter start getting into a tizzy about something, it's only a matter of time before more people pile on. After he was continually blasted on Twitter for his remarks, DaBaby decided to break his silence. He would later take to his Twitter and say, I tell fans to put a cell phone light in the air and y'all start a million-man march. I told you y'all digested that wrong, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm impressed. Now show this same amount of support when a racist cop killed one of our black asses. You're not. Adding, anybody who done ever been affected by AIDS, HIV, y'all got the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive, even though I have no intentions on offending anybody, so my apologies. But the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all. Do you? Y'all business is y'all business. Now, that was his...
You can pause it right there real quick.
But even after putting out that statement, the Twitter mom was still not pleased.
So don't be giving me no backhanded apology.
See?
Because you would not have apologized if you weren't getting ripped up by Twitter. Yeah. They went in on him, and then he was losing endorsement deals. Like I stated earlier, Boohoo Man, which is a nice clothing company, has removed him as an ambassador. So now you want to battle. Like if you would have watched what you said before you said it, you would still have an endorsement deal with Boohoo Man. But go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, and just to be so uneducated and like to be so insensitive. Like, how can you bring up people who've been affected by HIV and AIDS, but yet, you know, it makes me think about the scripture that says, how can blessings and curses come out the same mouth? Like, how can you say I wasn't intended on being insensitive and you got every right to be upset, but not even apologize? And I just wonder, how would he say that in the first place? He's in the entertainment industry.
You're supposed to be entertaining me.
Like when I think about it, there's all kind of rumors about rappers doing homosexual acts to get signed and all this stuff. Like, it's no secret. People have talked about it. You know, you can find all the videos on YouTube. Fat Joe has talked about it. Like, Fat Joe said there's a lot of people who's gay in hip hop and they run the hip hop industry, and he just wishes that they would just come out and be who they are. That's what Fat Joe said. He's been rapping since the 80s. You know what I mean? So homosexuality is no secret to DaBaby. The LGBTQIA plus two-spirited. See, I be learning, right? Like, it's no secret to him either. He knows all about the community. Like, why would you say something so insensitive? And if you know anybody who's HIV positive, if you know anybody who's been affected by AIDS, like, to know people, like the stigma that exists surrounding these issues, like for a Black person to say them is very just like, you deserve to be slapped. Like,
and do not tie a police officer shooting a Black person
to some comments that you said that were meant to be derogatory. Like, what is he talking about? Like, that's some right-wing stuff. That's some Tucker Carlson stuff. That's some Fox News stuff, to conflate two issues that ain't got nothing to do with one another. Like, he was saying, he trying to deflect from what he said because his pocketbook is being affected. Yes, I said pocketbook.
And one more thing before I have Brandon press play is that Chris Brown, who I don't support either, even though he's very talented, makes great music, he even came on social media and said, shut the F up. I'm not going to cuss. Shut the F up, perform, get on stage, perform, and take your ass home. That's it. All this extra stuff you talk about is you ain't even supposed to be doing. And I'm like, dang, Chris Brown, I can actually agree with that. Perform and go home. Why are you bringing up all this stuff? Like, what is the reason behind why all this is happening with DaBaby? Like, why? You brought this upon yourself. So
and when has he stood up? I ain't see him at no Black Lives Matter protest. I ain't see him making a song about what's going on. I ain't seen him elevate the culture in any way. He just like T.I. and the rest of them, like, you degrading women. I don't even know any songs by him.
I don't either. I just know him because he's a celebrity.
Yeah,
I don't follow his music. I don't.
But look, and maybe he did this to because he thought it was gonna get him some popularity and get him the smoke. Well, he got all the smoke now.
Well, he got some smoke. It wasn't the smoke he wanted, but he got some. But okay, I'm a hush now. I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna interrupt no more.
In that first tweet I read about him saying that people should show the same energy when a Black man gets shot, well, he was immediately met with criticism that he was now gaslighting people. One user that nearly has 10,000 likes on his reply said, not you using Black injustice as a gaslighting tool, with another adding, straight Black men do it all the time. They hide behind racism to deflect accountability. And there's so much just going on here, and quite honestly, the sad thing is that this will eventually just blow over as another story overtakes the news cycle. I do believe it's important, though, to hold people accountable when they say wild things. But what I really want to know is how you all feel about the situation. Do you accept DaBaby's apology for what he said, or are you of the opinion that he should be canceled for this? Whatever your thoughts may be, don't forget to leave us a comment down below. And while you do that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled Awesome McBroom Response to Social Gloves Bankruptcy Claims. 34 Kashmiri Robot says, the secondhand embarrassment is through the roof. I love that term, secondhand embarrassment. It definitely was. The weirdest one says, not true, I worked the event, no way there was 20,000 people, under 10K for sure, closer to 5 or 6K. Damn, that's some tea if that's true. Slinky Whippet says, anyone who believes a word out of Awesome McBroom's mouth is as stupid as, well, Awesome McBroom. I like the full circle on that one. Jamal Blake says, I smell cap. No way that they made millions and yet no one got paid. Facts. That is very true. It's hard to say that you made millions of dollars and then still everyone hasn't gotten a paycheck. Ghost Dragon says, if you made $3 to $4 million, then why are you having people complain about not getting paid? It's because
what's he talking about right now?
People on those paychecks.
Yeah, you can log off. You can cut this one off. Yeah, he went on to another topic because it threw me off too. I was like, what's he talking about?
Okay.
So yeah, what do you all think about that? You know, I definitely wanted to highlight how DaBaby made those comments and now he's trying to backpedal. But you know, one of the things that really bothers me about him is that your apology is nowhere even close to genuine. Where's the growth in it? Where's the you know, I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna work on, like, there was no comment of, you know, I'm gonna do better. There was none of that.
Yeah.
I think his team, his management said, hey, you need to get on social media and you need to apologize. They probably didn't tell him how to apologize, obviously. But they said, hey, you're probably going to be losing some endorsement deals because I know somebody was real with him and said that this is definitely not going to help anything. Brandon pulled up Madonna's comment because I told y'all earlier that Madonna sent him a long and lengthy message. So I'm going to read it to you all real quick.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay.
Not that bottom part, but you'll have to scroll down once I get to.
Hold on. I can. I think I can hide it. Go ahead, though.
Okay. So Madonna says, a message to DaBaby. If you're going to make hateful remarks to the LGBTQ plus community about HIV/AIDS, then know your facts. After decades of hard-won scientific research, there are life-saving medicines available to children born with HIV, to people who contract HIV through blood transfusions and dirty needles or exchange of bodily fluids. These new ARVs can keep a person with AIDS alive for the rest of their lives. AIDS is not transmitted by standing next to someone in a crowd. I want to put my cell phone lighter up and pray for your ignorance. No one dies of AIDS in 2 or 3 weeks anymore. Thank God.
Hallelujah.
And your sexist remarks about ladies whose pussies need to smell like water only encourage more discrimination against women who fight daily against the oppression of living under the constraints of the male gaze. People like you are the reason we are still living in a world divided by fear. All human beings should be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of race, gender, sexual preference, or religious beliefs. Amen.
At DaBaby gone crazy and got canceled.
So that's Madonna's comment to DaBaby, and I loved it. You know, a part of me even feels like he is educated. I think he knows. I think he actually does know. He's like 24 years old, 23, 24, or whatever. You learn that stuff in school. It's learned, it's taught. I know the curriculum has changed to where kids are especially in high school. I think in high school they cover this when it comes to this stuff. So and even if you didn't learn it in high school, you know.
Yeah. Because
I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say it, and I know it's gonna be shady that I'm saying it, but you are suspect if you over here worried about what a gay man does in a parking lot. You're misogynistic if you are go over here degrading women's vaginas in that way. If you think that that's okay, then shame on you. And then for you to act like, because I think he knows about the HIV. I think he does. I don't think that he doesn't know. I'm glad that Madonna told him, but I think he knows. I don't know if you found Elton John's comment because his was so eloquent too.
A tweet or what?
It may have been a tweet or on Instagram. I'm not sure. But Elton John said something very eloquent as well. I want to say it was on Instagram though. And I can look for it real quick too.
You know, another thing we didn't talk about this whole time is how he brought out Tory Lanez too. Like, what's that about? Right after Megan Thee Stallion, like he was just trying to be messy all night.
Yes, by bringing Tory Lanez. So I'm gonna read.
Mhm.
I found Elton John's comment, so I'll read it to you all.
Okay.
So we've been shocked to read about the HIV misinformation and homophobic statements made at a recent DaBaby show. This fuels stigma and discrimination and is the opposite of what our world needs to fight the AIDS epidemic. The facts
Mhm.
are HIV has affected over 70 million people globally, men, women, children, and the most vulnerable people in our communities. In America, a gay black man has a 50% lifetime chance of contracting HIV. Stigma and shame around HIV and homosexuality is a huge driver of this vulnerability. We need to break down the myths and judgments and not fuel these. You can live a long and healthy life with HIV. Treatment is so advanced that with one pill a day, HIV can become undetectable in your body, so you can't pass it on to other people. Homophobic and HIV mistruths have no place in our society, in industry, and as musicians, we must spread compassion and love for the most marginalized people in our communities. A musician's job is to bring people together.
Mm.
And DaBaby definitely did not do that.
Nah. And I think, you know, what I think is also interesting is maybe this is a greater call to not just cancel him for what he said, you know, at the concert, but for who he is as an artist.
Well,
For his lyrics. Because if these are the kind of things that I'm sure we could look up his lyrics right now and see how trash they are. And I think you know, we talked about this on the show before, but I really have a problem with rap music because I really feel like it's blackface. You know, not all, obviously not all. I love, like, hip hop used to mean something. They used to maybe be about black empowerment. Not all artists, but you know, that was sort of the mainstream when we go all the way back to Sugar Hill Gang. And I'm showing my age, but I mean, anybody who knows about hip hop, like, it started as an art form. It was poetic. It was poetry to beats. And now it has been degraded until, like, it's very shameful that DaBaby brought up, you know, black people being killed by police in this way. You know what I'm saying? And like the Little Waynes talk about they never experienced discrimination, but you lying because, you know, the police ran up in his house and shot him. You know, like, it's the level of blackface. There are black people who are walking around in blackface. Candace Owens saying racism isn't real, but yet she won a case with the help of the NAACP against a university
for discrimination.
for discrimination.
She got
Yet,
paid. Good.
thank you. Yet she goes around saying it's not real. So it's very just, you know, I feel like that's something to talk about. The culture vultures. Maybe it's time to change the conversation from cultural appropriation, because we know that's going to happen. You know, we know that's going to happen. And but what about the culture vultures? What about the people who are of a particular culture yet represent everything negative of that? And that's what I think of DaBaby and a lot of these other rappers out here.
That's the reason why I said earlier, and you kind of said it too. A lot of these folks are suspect.
Mhm.
And a lot of these folks, I think that for image reasons, that they come out here presenting a straight heterosexual person because that's where the money is, and
Mhm.
they can't live in their truth. And the root of homophobia, in my opinion, is when you are suspect. Because
Okay.
I have a whole bunch of heterosexual friends that are very secure in their sexuality and are not threatened by the likes of me, who is gay.
Yep. Yep.
And they
Same.
and the thing is that they are comfortable in hugging me, complimenting me, and all that stuff because they're
Mhm.
secure in their sexuality.
Mhm.
And when it comes to men, and I'm going a little bit off topic, you know, a lot of people don't feel that men can be emotional or that men can't be warm and soft because
Mhm.
the masculinity complex is we got to be hard, 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 hard.
Mhm.
That's not accurate.
Yep.
And a lot of men that are straight passing, because I'm gonna say DaBaby, I think it could be straight passing at this point, because you very suspect, because you was very specific about men sucking dick in parking lots, and I know I keep going back to that, but it's just very interesting to me. Like, you were very specific on that when you're not gay yourself. Like, I don't even talk about men going down on somebody in a parking lot. Like, why would I even? Like, that's not my business. What gay folks do and how they do it, it may be indecent exposure, to be doing that in a parking lot because it's outside. But what does that have to do with you? Why are you bothered by it? You know, like, what is it? And then why are you degrading a woman's vagina? Like, what is going on? So for me, it just gives me suspect. I'm not saying that he is gay, but it just lets me to believe he's suspect. Everett made a comment.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And Everett said, Everett basically said insecurity.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know where those insecurities lie. You know, is it insecure based upon his sexuality, maybe? You know, like what? Because I just don't understand how you were that, you know, specific with that statement. It just kind of blew my mind. That it was like, well, that's very specific.
Yeah, and what would be what's the purpose? I just don't see what was the purpose of the comments anyway. And maybe it was because Lil Nas X BET performance or something. I don't know, but it's just they're uncalled for in any case. They're uncalled for, especially during this time.
And
like how?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, how can you, and then to add in, you know, I want y'all to be this outraged about, you know, when a black person is killed. That's another, like, so you make an insensitive remark to cover up another insensitive one, and then to be black and not be about the uplifting of anyone. Like, okay, let's go there. Ooh, we finna be all controversial. I don't understand.
Everett's comment.
Huh?
Let's read Everett's comment based on his perception of himself and how others view him.
I see that. What I don't get is how black people in America are insensitive to anyone else. Now we have, okay, let's get controversial. Now, we did talk about on this show how an anti-Asian hate bill was passed, like, with the quickness, right? Not even 1 year in the pandemic, and because President Trump was saying China virus, crimes against Asian Americans went up. Let's face it, these are the facts, right? This is what was reported. There was money attached to that anti-Asian American hate bill. I wasn't mad or upset that the anti-Asian American hate bill was passed with money attached to it. However, it did make me wonder, like, with everything still going on, why? And I'm not trying to change. I know I'm going this way, you know, but I'm gonna come back. But my thoughts were, what more is it going to take for an anti-black or anti-African American, however you want to label it, but a bill focused on black folks in America not being discriminated against, when we have been legislated against since the entire inception of this country? And I guess, so what I'm trying to say is, DaBaby at 24 years old, he's black or seen as black or African American, and for him to get up and make insensitive remarks about another disenfranchised group is kind of crazy to me, when some of his fans are probably from the QIA plus two-spirited community.
And that's why he got a shoe thrown at him, because somebody was offended by those comments that only took 10 seconds for him to say, and he got mad. You got mad because you got a shoe thrown at you.
Yeah.
But you were being disrespectful, which is why, like I said, I don't support Chris Brown either. But he said, shut up and perform and go home. Why are you saying all this extra stuff? Like, there's not necessary. And Everett says some POC want to be included to say, some people of color want to be included to say they are not talking about me when they are saying all these negative things about black people.
Say that.
I mean, I don't even have nothing else to really say.
Well, and I think some people who are in the upper class, I mean, the baby's probably worth millions, feel that they are not Black. But also, the baby has had run-ins with the law. Like, come on, bro. Like, how are you out here saying crazy stuff?
He has had run-ins with the law. I think
Yes.
that he has a charge for domestic violence, I think, or something like that. The baby got stuff going on, honey.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, you
So
got
you need-
a personal life that you got going on, and you over here going in. Everett said, "Listen, when Madonna checks you, Madonna, like,
How
and
old Madonna now? In her 60s?
Madonna just turned. I think she turned 61. I think she turned 60 last year. But yeah,
Okay.
she's in her 60s. But Elton John is, I think, approaching his 70s, and he even said something. So, so let me speak on that too. Dua Lipa. I don't know if y'all know who Dua Lipa is, but she came down on him as well, and said that she does not support none of the stuff that he said, and she was very shocked. And the reason why Dua Lipa spoke up is because they just did a song together, not too long ago.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
He's on her remix.
He's on her remix, yes. So Dua Lipa spoke out against him, but I do want to speak on the folks that supported him because I don't think y'all know that. So there were some people that supported DaBaby. So Raggedy T.I. did. Raggedy T.I. basically came on live and was basically saying y'all need to get off DaBaby. I'm basically in support of what he said. That's basically what T.I. did. And I'm like, T.I., you got every nerve to be even getting on live saying that we have allegations of sexual assault all running all up through you and Tiny. So you may want to shut up. I'm just
Period.
You may want to be quiet. Who else defended him? Oh, Timbaland. Timbaland has defended him.
Not Timbaland.
Timbaland. Yeah, if you on Instagram, DaBaby was kind of like going off, and he was like big facts, basically saying, "Yep, I agree with you." Boozy Badass. I don't know. Is his name Boozy? Whoever. I think Boozy.
Yeah, Boozy.
Boozy is in support of him. Who
all ratchet people.
Who I think he's bisexual. But anyway, Boozy is, yes. Yeah. You ever heard about the stuff that he was with his kids and stuff like that?
And T.I. too. Like, what are y'all doing with your kids? And like,
Boozy supported him. So just let y'all know, about 15 celebrities unfollowed DaBaby on social media. Yeah. So singer Monica is one of them. Monica used to follow him. Monica unfollowed him on Instagram. It's several. Ariana Grande unfollowed him. Yeah, so there's quite a few big names of folks that were like, "Oh no, honey, we are not going to be following you." So he lost a big following in the celebrity pool to his comments that he made. So
Questlove, the drummer from The Roots, also condemned his comments.
Okay, that's good. He condemned his comments. Okay.
Then he tried to act like he didn't know who Questlove was, but he performed with Questlove.
Oh, Ever had a question. He said, but didn't he basically say, so what? Yeah, yes. in a way. Like, I think T.I. was one of the ones that was like, so what? Like, why are you worried about what he got to say? Basically, T.I. was saying, like, let him say what he want to say. Y'all want to get on to, he said, if Lil Nas X can go out here and say what he want to say, then DaBaby can say what he want to say too. Basically. That's basically that's basically along the lines of what T.I. was saying. Like, y'all condemning, y'all coming for him, but y'all ain't coming for but y'all ain't coming for Lil Nas X. If Lil Nas X can be gay and be open and free with what he's saying and what he's talking about, then why are you attacking DaBaby? Because he has a right to his own. Basically, he has his right to his own point of view and perspective. Even
but
though
that's not it.
Right.
But
I know.
that's not even a point of view or perspective. It's lies. And
It's
in
lies.
a time, like, I mean, in a time where misinformation is out there, at least if you know what, it would be better if DaBaby talk. If he used facts. If you want to degrade somebody, use the facts. Then
Yeah, he didn't
don't
use any
lie.
facts though. He didn't use any
Yeah,
facts.
he didn't. He didn't. Nor did he. And I think it's kind of insane when you're a music performer. But I guess, like I said, maybe this needs to be a focus on like who do we support? What music are we listening to? And maybe it's a time to divorce misogynistic artists. Like, I'm sorry, I can't play R. Kelly no more.
I can't. You
Right?
better say that. I can't.
Yeah.
R. Kelly is
Yeah.
undeniably talented. I'm not going to sit here and deny that.
Mhm.
But there is no way that R. Kelly is anywhere near or anywhere on my Spotify. There's no way. There's no way. I can't. And I'm not going to deny. And that doesn't mean I'm denying his talent. He's talented, multi-talented. He's a songwriter. He ain't just a singer. He songwrites too. But no, I can't. My conscience cannot be clear if I'm going to be listening to R. Kelly.
Right.
I just can't. It will actually make me cringe. You know. Now, for those people that do still listen to him, that's your business. You know, like Tabitha Brown says, you know, mind the business that's yours. Do you? I'm just saying, I'm not. Little say. Oh Lord, I don't know the name.
Saitama.
Little Saitama. He says, "What's up, gentlemen? Hello."
Hey, we got it. That's a view from Twitch. So he's on Twitch.
Hello, Twitch family.
Hey.
Welcome. I'm loving that we have someone from Twitch on watching us. Everett says, we as a people are very confused about who we uplift and who we don't. The waters are very muddy.
Yes. And you know who I blame? Everett. I might be biased, like you said last night. I blame the church. When it comes to the Black community specifically, because most of these celebrities, most of the household names we know, they all came from where? And not that the church bears a responsibility as for the individual actions of these people, but what I'm saying is, you said we uplift, we're confused about who we uplift, and that the waters are very muddy. And I think, like, think about it. The late Eddie Long.
Oh, I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, everybody knew. I mean, you probably laughed because of my look. It's probably my fault. But I mean, we put up people that we know are predators. R. Kelly, they knew he was a predator. It took me until my adulthood to realize what he was saying with age ain't a number and the Aaliyah situation. I didn't know what that was back then. Did you? Like, I thought it was music.
I did not know that early on. Like, back when he was out, I did not know. I ever said boop. So I didn't know that early on, but you know, coming into honestly, into my adulthood, when I joined a few years after I was in the Army, like 10 years ago. But I really wasn't an R. Kelly fan really back then either.
Yeah.
I just knew he was talented and he made good music for other people. He was a good songwriter for other people.
Yeah.
But his music was just kind of like never really. I know he just sounded creepy to me, even though I don't know.
Yeah, it was like he had the ones I liked his inspirational stuff at the time. You know, like he did.
Yes, I believe I can fly.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had all those. I liked his inspirational stuff. Now the other overly sexualized stuff, I really wasn't too much with that because it just didn't sound good to me. It didn't sound like he put effort into those songs. But when he created the arrangements and wrote, and you know what I mean, like then that was like, okay, this is some good music right here.
Yeah, I believe I Can Fly was definitely like that's one of his staple songs or whatever, and he won a lot of awards for that song. But I don't know, like I just can't. He ain't in my playlist. Sorry, he just not. You know, and I've removed controversial folks off of my playlist. Ever said I thought he was trying to be Aaron Hall when he came out. Did not like him. Oh, Aaron Hall. Ooh, okay, ever going back. He's going back.
Aaron Hall.
Yeah, Aaron Hall.
I think he was. Yeah, hey, now that you say that, I think.
Yeah. No. I
can see it.
Yeah. But you know, any controversial artist, like, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't even have Chris Brown on my playlist. I
Nah.
Chris Brown, once again, a great singer, great dancer, great performer, but I can't. Like I just can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
Like you beat Rihanna, and then we still hearing about other domestic violence cases. So, ever said, "Hey, watch it with that back." Well, I mean, okay, I'll watch myself.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy though. I do think, I think this ties into what it feels like everything right now is just running together to me. Like I see like this constant theme all this week and maybe even half of last week. Maybe even all last week. And that theme is it's so crazy that DaBaby said these things and the people who came to defend him, it's almost like you're saying it's okay to hate your brother. And to tie it into what we talked about last night, and I'm sorry, Andre, for doing this, but to tie it into what we was talking about last night, if you didn't check out last night's show, please do. We talked about, it was Tucker Carlson with Dr. Robert Malone, who is the inventor of the mRNA vaccine technology. It's definitely information that you should know. The other things that happened this week was President Joe Biden and Governor Gavin Newsom blamed unvaccinated people for the Delta variant spreading so much. But those are lies because the CDC just updated their guidance and said that vaccinated people could also be passing on the Delta variant and be asymptomatic. So think about it. The speech that's coming out is divisive, insensitive, dumb, not a factual basis, lies, it's speech to cause people to be against one another. So that's the reason, the Vibelytical Show exists to uplift and edify. And if anything, we desire to bring people together.
Yeah.
So we're highlighting this so you can have the opportunity to know that, hey, don't react off of this. We're not about division.
Ever said it's about narratives and control. And I see Daily came on. Hey, Daily.
What's up? It was like supposed to be and stuff, so I don't know if it's affecting my Wi-Fi, but I see the little thing, so hopefully we're not messing up. Are we, Andre?
Well, you was kind of on a little pause, but you back.
Okay. Woo. Lord, fix the Wi-Fi. Jesus be in the Wi-Fi.
Acting up over there. I was like, uh-oh, I'm about to be by myself talking to y'all.
Okay, look, I swear, since I said that, it came back.
What you say?
Jesus be in the Wi-Fi. and it came all the way back because it has 3 little bars. It was on 1 bar, then it went to the second one, and now it's back to normal.
I was like, ooh, that's why I paused. I was like, uh-oh, is he there? Ever says, yes, you all keep pausing, but your voices stay constant. Oh, okay. So our voices were still... Ooh, so hopefully we don't have too much of a delay. I mean, it's already like a 10-second delay anyway when we talk. It's never current. Like I'm looking at the live from, I'm on there watching, and we're behind automatically. So I just hope it didn't really delay it too bad.
Oh, okay. Yes, I just think, we're just living in a time where, hey, we ain't got time to be putting energy in hating our brothers, hating our neighbors, hating other humans. On our website, hey, shout out to our website. I created that. Hey, thank you, Andre, for getting me your bio. Our bios are on there. It looks great. Vibelyticalshow.com. On our website, on my bio, like the first thing I start out with is I'm about glorifying, edifying the Imago Dei, which means the image of the Most High, or the image of God in every human. That's what this channel is about. And so that's why we would even talk about DaBaby. He's not significant to me, but he's significant to a lot of people. And so is Timbaland, and so is T.I., and so is
Ever said, don't break your arm patting yourself on the back, Brandon.
Hey, sometimes you gotta edify yourself sometimes. You gotta encourage yourself sometimes. But yeah, I just think it's very interesting, all last week and this week. It just seems like there's this energy out there. that people just want to hate one another. You know, even with this stuff about critical race theory, people hating on stuff that they can't even define. People hating the truth, right? Explanations of the truth so that we could do better. And and I remember posting this thing, this meme, and I think I even said it before I saw the meme, but I'm like, it's more racist in America to talk about racism than it is to actually be racist. And like, so for a Black man who is a rapper, who has probably experienced racism, who knows that systemic and institutional racism exists based on the fact that he brought up how Black Americans are treated by police, it's very shameful that he would say something like he did, that he would have these type of comments. But it shouldn't be surprising to us if we know his lyrics, which I don't listen to him, but I'm sure his lyrics match the kind of comments that he made.
Yeah, I know his lyrics are controversial just by looking at how he carries himself. And
Yeah.
I didn't share this with you, Brandon, but I did see so DaBaby went on live and brought in Raven Simone. I know y'all know who that is, Raven Simone from the Cosby Show primarily. And he was flirting with her, and I can tell that Raven was not comfortable, but Raven was she was trying not to put him on blast, but he was trying to inch his way, and she was politely rejecting him and kind of laughing it off, but you can kind of see the discomfort in Raven. I don't know if that's if there's an article on it or if someone screen grabbed that live session between DaBaby and Raven, but yeah, he was trying to shoot his shot, and it was just, yeah, I felt uncomfortable for Raven Simone. I was like, ugh. So, you know, and Raven tried to be like, well, honey, you are a baby. I'm like in my mid-30s. I'm not trying to be talking to you and all that. But yeah, the baby always gave me low-key creep. No, not really showing a lot of respect for women too much. So that's why it didn't surprise me with the comments he said about women's vaginas, which I was disgusted by. And then him doubling down on the gay people in parking lots going down on people. I just,
yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
But he's the popping artist, and I'm tired of seeing people sell their soul, man. I think that for some people they actually do. Okay, if you don't believe me, you can YouTube it. I swear to you, the date from Juice WRLD, that's an artist who came on the scene from out of nowhere, right? He had some hit songs, and he actually did this ceremony, y'all. I'm not crazy, I promise. He actually sold his soul to the devil on a beach. He had candles out there. He was like, I'm about to go sell my soul, y'all. And then I swear to you, a year from the date that was posted up, if you don't believe me, you can go look it up. The date that video was posted, a year after that, within a year, he was dead. But I also think people sell their soul in other ways too. Not necessarily did they put some candles and do like a seance or all this, you know, or sign their name in blood or all that. Not necessarily did they do that. I think some people sell their soul, their morals and their values. Like a lot of these rappers, what the persona that they put out, and a lot of these entertainers, that's not who they really are behind the scenes. And they tell you that. Why you think they have alter egos? And I ain't gonna come for somebody because then, you know, they might come for us. But there's a popping female artist, you know, who is like referred to as a queen.
Yeah,
and
Beyonce.
So I didn't want to say it though. I don't want
I know. I'm a fan of Beyonce. We can say it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Beyonce, but I mean, that's the truth. She has an alter ego.
Yeah.
And yes, the how she acts on stage is not. Beyonce is a very mild-mannered, sweet woman that's very, very, very introverted. She is not extrovert at all. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because I know someone that has met her in person, and it's just like she is not how she is on. Here comes the beehive. I mean, I am not a well, y'all know who I love. Beyonce, I love because she is a talented woman, and
I don't.
talented. I like Beyonce. Brandon does. Y'all know who I love. Beyonce is not the person I love now, but I do like her. I do enjoy her work. But as far as like alter ego, yeah, Sasha Fierce is her alter ego, and she said she
Yeah.
turned into someone else. Like
Yep.
Beyonce is shy. She's had stage fright. All these things. Like the real Beyonce is not what y'all see performing. So. Yeah, like Brandon said, I think you could sell your soul to the devil based upon that, and then for notoriety and celebrity status and all that.
Yeah, and it don't have to be some like type of spiritual kind of thing where you sell your soul and all the candles and all that, even though some people do. And Juice WRLD, that's what he said he was doing, like literally on the beach. I should post that in the comments because y'all might not believe me, but he literally did.
No, I believe you. I do. I believe you. But y'all know who I love. I did say anything. I didn't say anything. Hive. That was 3,000. I'm snitching now. He's snitching. Yeah. But yeah, he meant to say didn't. I didn't say anything. But yeah, I mean, y'all know who I love, and she definitely don't get enough credit. You know, Brandy is my girl, so y'all know I love Brandy, and that's my girl. But yeah, Beyonce definitely. I feel that she definitely did sell. I do agree with Brandy. I think she did sell her soul. Just it's unfortunate, but you know, that's the life that she chose. So at the end of the day, that's her business. As Tabitha Brown said, that's her business.
See, and these people, you know, and I'm not saying I don't want to speak on these people's character essentially, because all we know of them is what they show us in the public, and we don't know them personally. So I do want to take a fine line, you know, with that. But you know, if we're gonna look at, you'll know them by their fruit. Like what does their persona or what they're putting out in the public, what does it produce? And I think that's key. And I guess it's just, to me, in a time where we're in a pivotal time like we are right now, being Black in America, like police are still, I mean, I saw a video today with a police officer lying on top of a young girl, prostrated. He was on top of her, literally on top of her. She foaming at the mouth, saying she can't breathe, and the cop is on top of her. And the mom is holding the girl's hands to try to keep her calm. Like, that's what we have come to. And so to have DaBaby focus, like, and the fact, like, I feel like it is so disrespectful. Now I'm mad. I feel like it's so disrespectful for DaBaby to try to conflate the two. Look, there are Black people, I'm gonna just say it. Look, there are Black people who get mad that Black Lives Matter, you know, was started by lesbians, or there's this thoughts, or you know, or these ideas that they're mad that trans lives activists are involved with Black Lives Matter. There are Black people who are mad about that, but I'm like, those people are still Black. And then Dr. Umar Johnson, I can't stand that dude. I'm sorry, I don't like him. Dr. Umar Johnson was basically saying, you know, you could choose to be gay, but I can't choose. Like, you can choose to act gay, but I can't choose, you know, my skin color. And I just wish that people like that would do some studying and do some research. I wish DaBaby would have, you know, like you said, Andre, I wish he would act like he know. If he doesn't, I wish he would act like he know and not make insensitive comments.
Yeah.
Your lyrics are your lyrics. You know, I think the beauty and evil of rap music is you can hide anything in the beat. For artists like Lupe Fiasco, you know what I'm saying? Very lyrical artists. Like, you can hide beautiful things in the beat. And if a person is thinking on that level, they can understand what you're saying. Or somebody like Black Thought, you know, who's been killing it since the 80s. That's a dude who did like a 15-minute freestyle. And like, that was amazing. So you have artists like that. And then you have artists like DaBaby. You got a good...
Everett says something about the little girl. She was 14. The cop was on top of 14-year-old.
Didn't do nothing wrong. She wasn't under arrest. The police said somebody called and said that she was trying to run out in traffic.
Right. And you did all that.
If somebody was trying to run out in traffic and that's a story, to make matters worse, the body cam was underneath the girl. So I guess, it's just crazy to me, but we can't get no anti-Black hate bill. Biden is silent. Where's Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris silent. Where y'all at? The George Floyd Police Reform Act still ain't approved. It ain't passed. But things like this are still happening. Huh?
And when is the man going to prison? The one that murdered George Floyd. He ain't even. I don't think he's in prison yet. Is he in prison?
He is.
He's already in there. Oh, okay.
Yep. But he's trying to appeal.
Yeah, he was trying to appeal. I knew that he was trying to appeal. So okay, he's in there.
Yeah. So for DaBaby to do that, I mean, it really pisses me off that like you can't be an activist, but yet demonize a certain group of people. Black, gay, trans, LGBTQIA plus 2 spirited people are not less than. We still Black. We still go through the same things. We still could easily be gunned down by the police. Next to heart disease, the police is the main thing killing us in America. Modern day lynching still happening. And we got Black folks in Congress.
Slavery is still going on too.
Oh yeah, we did report on that.
Modern day slavery still. Yes, we did. I gave a report on it, and ever since not going to be, who is the reform for? We are still the property that we were when this country started. We just are not called that anymore. Simply treated as such.
Well,
ooh,
and
that's why critical race theory is being debated, and why it's not going to be the curriculum is not being taught in school, because that's the truth of the matter. Critical race theory exposes the truth of what is going on with the legal systems and institutions. So
there's a guy named Christopher Rufo, and he basically said that he put it out in a tweet. He basically said in his tweet that that his whole goal and the right wing's whole goal was to demonize critical race theory and make the public think that it's something that it's not, so that way they could cancel out the truth, basically the truth about American history. Period. So that's the goal. And if we think about it, it started with President Trump, when President Trump lied and said that the DOD was doing training that was teaching, because think about it, the talking point is the same. The President Trump lied and said that the DOD is conducting training in which white people are being told that all white people are racist, and that all white people are oppressors, and all Black people and non-white people are being oppressed. That is the exact opposite of what critical race theory does. But notice how the talking points are still the same. And we should we take a second, come back, and then show that video? What you want to do? We've been on an hour now.
Video.
The Vice one. It's kind of long.
The one about critical race theory?
Yeah.
The one about critical race theory?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can. I mean, yeah, for the ones watching, if they want to see it. I mean, we've been on for an hour. So I just didn't know if you wanted to. We can come back and then just retitle it. We can come back and kind of make it a.
Yeah, we could. So that way it would be like a total new.
New segment, like a new segment of the show. Let's read Edward's comment.
Okay.
But no one had any issues with the Daughters of the Confederacy writing the books that are being used to teach. They are biased with the winners write the history mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the problem with the winners write the history mentality is they write lies.
Well, so what do you want to title the next segment? Since we don't tell them anything about.
Maybe because it happened in Florida. The Florida man in critical race theory. I don't know. Because this crazy stuff be happening in Florida, and the Florida man is a thing. If you ain't know. What do y'all think we should title it? And before we go, I would like to ask y'all, is there any other input that you have about what DaBaby said, what Madonna said, you know, these different artists, anything about the you know, anything we've discussed so far?
They don't call, ever said they don't call them lies. They are called embellishments, which is still a lie because it's fabricated. So
it is fabricated. And to me, and it takes us, you know what the problem is? It takes us to a place where if you are, because I try to empathize with my white brothers and sisters, right? And for the right wing, for Tucker Carlson, for Kellyanne Conway, for Richard Spencer, you know, the one who started the White Nationalist Party and, you know, all that stuff with the comb over hair.
Kevin McCarthy, who said this is a party where everybody's welcome. Yeah, y'all remember that when Kevin McCarthy said that? Yeah.
So for these people who worship, they literally worship our founding fathers, right? They call them the founding fathers and the U.S. Constitution and this and that. And I'm not trying to diss the Constitution. I'm not trying to diss the founding fathers. I'm about telling the truth about who they were and what they did, which we have talked about on the show. So, you know, hit our old episodes. But we should tell the truth about these things so that way we could reform our society. And I think I can save everything else for the, you know, the next video. But
yeah, because Everett gave a good closing remark. You both gave DaBaby too much of your time as it is. So we can go on. We can leave this segment. And then for those of you all that want to come back, we're going to be back on live in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. And we're going to talk about the critical race theory conversation with K through 12. So we can just call it critical race theory for K through 12. That's what we can title it.
Okay.
Critical race theory for K through 12.
I don't like that though. I think we need something more inflammatory. We need something more. The Florida Man and critical race theory. We need something more racy.
No, let's not be controversial with the title now. Let's not. We can talk about it, but let's not let the title be that way. We're already about to go in anyway.
Right. Okay. See. Okay, we about to go. We about to go, y'all, and you know, we'll hit y'all with the.